Tokyo International Airport bustled with activity. The year was 1954. People from all over the world arrived in Japan. Flight announcements echoed through the terminal. Among the travelers stood a man named Alain Roussel. He looked ordinary, but Alain carried a strange secret.
Business?
Alain approached the customs officer. He presented his passport. The officer looked at it closely. The passport looked genuine. It even had stamps from previous travels. Customs officer, purpose of your visit? He claimed to be from a country called Taured. The officer had never heard of Taured. He flipped through his reference materials. There was no record of any such country. He asked Alain to point it out on a map. Alain pointed to an area between France and Spain. He seemed genuinely confused. Customs officer, this is where Andorra is located. Alain insisted it was Taured, his home country. The officer's brow furrowed. He excused himself, leaving Alain waiting. He returned with the supervisor. Government official, we need to question you further. They questioned Alain further. He spoke of Taured's history and culture. He even showed them currency from Taured. The officials were baffled. Alain's documents seemed authentic. His story, however, was impossible. Interpreter, he says this is currency from Taured. News of the mysterious traveler spread. Officials from various departments were called in. Alain was questioned for hours. He cooperated fully. He answered all their questions, yet his answers only deepened the mystery. Alain was growing frustrated. He couldn't understand why no one believed him. He was tired and confused. He just wanted to go to his hotel. The officials were equally perplexed. They decided to hold Alain overnight. They placed him in a secure hotel room. 2 guards were stationed outside his door.
This feels like a nightmare.
Alain felt like he was in a nightmare. He was trapped in a foreign country. No one believed who he was. He looked out the window at the bustling city below. It felt alien to him. Exhausted, Alain eventually fell asleep. The next morning, the officials returned to Alain's room. They planned to question him further, but when they opened the door, the room was empty. Alain was gone. Guard 1, we didn't see anything. Guard 2, we didn't hear a sound. The guards swore they had seen nothing. They had not heard a sound. Alain had vanished without a trace. The mystery of the man from Taured remains unsolved to this day. Some believe it was an elaborate hoax. Others speculate about parallel universes. Could Alain have slipped through a crack in reality? Was he a traveler from a different dimension? The truth remains elusive, but the story continues to fascinate, a reminder that some mysteries may never be solved.